I was in England working on a film called Greystoke, Legend of Tarzan, Lord of the Apes. And I had a pretty substantial crew, mostly English people. And I was living in Hampstead, which is where they seem to put the Americans that are in England. And in Hampstead, there was this little kind of revival movie theater. And I usually didn't have time to go because I was so busy working. I worked so hard on that film, many times 7 days a week. But I saw that they were playing A Bucket of Blood, and I had to go see it. And I told my crew about it. I said, you know, most of them hadn't seen the movie, and I said, you have to go see this. So I made it mandatory for my crew there was probably 50 people working on this film, to make the trip to Hampstead to see A Bucket of Blood.
How do you like my cat? You make this thing, man? Uh-huh. It's crazy. Crazy. You want to buy it? For me, man? I'm tapped.
What I liked about Walter Paisley, you know, I liked the fact that he so wanted to be creative, you know, and I mean, I saw it when I was pretty young still, I started doing what I do at age 10. I just thought it was so funny that he so wanted to be accepted by these beatnik artist guys and poets, you know. Unlike Walter, I mean, I actually had some ability to sculpt and stuff like that, but I can't tell you how many times I've worked on a sculpture where I would say, you know, be a nose, you know.
Canvas is a canvas or a painting. A rock is a rock or a statue. A sound is a sound or it's music.
When I was approached by Joe Dante and Mike Fennell to do Gremlins 2, at first I wasn't really excited about it because Chris Wayless had already done such a great job in the first film, and I didn't really want to just duplicate what he had done. And you know, where I have fun is in the design process, and the things were basically designed. But they said, you know, they were going to do this genetics lab scene where we could mutate the gremlins some, and I said, you know, it would be great if I could make them characters. I said, you know, in the first film, all the gremlins looked the same, except they stuck a hairy stripe on one, and the Mogwais look the same, and it makes sense from a practical standpoint as far as you don't need as many puppets and such, because any gremlin can be any one, you know. But I said, you know, I thought it'd be cool if we could make them more individual and more individual characters, and I found that more appealing. But then I also asked if Dick Miller was going to be in the movie, and when I found out that Dick was in it, that was the thing that really sold me on it. You know, it's a scary thing to work with or even to meet somebody that you kind of idolize, you know, and I've been disappointed a number of times when I meet somebody that's, you know, that's special to me or special to my childhood. You know, somebody that I saw in films on TV that I grew up with, and they, you know, many times they've let me down, you know, and it wasn't the case with Dick Miller. I mean, Dick, you know, like I said, I'm a big Dick Miller fan, and I just thought it was so cool that he was going to be in this movie, but I was a little frightened, you know. I thought, what if he turns out to be a real prima donna? And fortunately he wasn't, you know. He's just a real humble, easygoing guy, you know, and you know, he's going to work and, like I said, knows his lines and does what he's asked, and is, you know, no trouble whatsoever. And then it's a real joy, you know. It's a joy to then know that somebody that you really, you know, care about and you know, is special to you is actually a special person.